not the happiest person in the world after this, and after losing in that fashion. But props to him, he did a fantastic job. But enough, the next set's upon us, losers finals, to find out who's going to be facing Soul in Grand. It's Jukain versus Sky, Peach Aegis here on PS2. A great set ahead of us, and that's why we're starting on the stage that gives you the best game.
Yeah, not to mention the run back from winners semifinals, as Jukain's starting right off with an instant, with a couple combos, including one involving a turnip, and able to get the reversal from that as well, cementing that, yeah, Sky, you've got great movement, and you can smother even players, you can smother plenty of players throughout this bracket, coming from their sets with Ziglet, Petaya, and Hayes, all great examples of that. But what do you deal about a character that's got some breakers, it's got some clean, some good frame data of their own to stop your advantage, whether it be with Turnip or something like Neutral Air? The counter hit game has gotta be on point for both sides, and both of them are just trying to play out a shield as much as possible. Empty hops a galore, but Sky wins the war.
Yep, and right, the first set was 2-1 in Jukain's favor. Sky definitely managed to figure it out, made some adjustments as the set went on, just came up a little bit short. But here we're seeing those, he's picking right up where he left off, finds the first stock, and he still hasn't thrown out any foresight so far, which is something he also didn't do very much in that last set. That's still that ace he has up his sleeve in that back pocket, ready to pull out should things get a little icy to add one more layer, one more thing for Jukain to respect. But before Jukain can even start to respect that, he's got to find this stock.
Hey, you don't need foresight if you've got clean parries, but you don't even get a chance to use any of those when stuck on Pyra and finding a clean combo into that up air. Jukain cleaning up the stock super nice, not letting the bleeding get too far out of hand. And sitting at 41%, that's just one down air, one down tilt. If you're constantly putting yourself in the air, you're leaving yourself open to Mythra neutral air. Not the safest move on landing, but certainly so good at contesting players that like to jump and like to commit to the air. That's a dash attack follow-up with an amazing frame trap from Sky, who's just looking to keep the ball rolling, playing on such a roll ever since dropping to losers.
This second stock, it just feels like all of a sudden Sky's become unhittable. And it's not because Jukain has started to miss buttons or anything. It's just that Sky has kind of entered this other level. We see again an up B coming out, making it happen. Sky can't convert that corner situation into a stock. However, Jukain just drifting back off stage and getting up right into that neutral B. Beautiful mix-up from Sky and finding it again into the taunt?
Yeah,
Sky's feeling himself right now. Hold on. Sky says, "You're not taking this from me this time. I want my you're not getting your rematch. I want my turn."
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a revenge game, but playing so well against Peach's burst range. I complimented in the first set that Jukain was doing an amazing job at playing around with Peach's air acceleration as another taunt comes out. Very nice, Sky. We see, and we still see that type of gameplay here, but the difference lies in Sky playing around that exact fact, not getting swapped into the side switches that Peach can throw out with float, but rather focused on the burst range, the bigger picture. Oh, but that's a pretty big picture and very excellently painted on the part of Jukain, getting Turnip into that neutral air for the stock. And any hit could do it, in theory, if you're able to put Pyra deep enough off stage, put Mythra into force Mythra into a side B, that could just be the stock.
Yep, but at 96%, you have to be very careful because one hit can take yours as well. That being said, did a really good job, even though he only found 40% off that initial combo, which kind of puts Peach out of her combo range. He still managed to scrap his way all the way back into this, and as you just said, perfect DI, finds his way, floats, keeps his high mix-up, but he's expending his resources. He's going to use this up B here, not letting Sky get in position to find that down air. Now he's got to find his way out of the corner, and just opting to reset after getting on stage, resetting that legend vulnerability, and giving himself just a little bit more breathing room to find his way back, which he finds successful, gets the turnip now, and just like that, all of a sudden, Jukain might be ready to steal this game away with a bomb!
Okay, the patience from Jukain was amazing throughout minutes, like a literal minute, but they fall victim to that exact situation, doing so good, playing out of the corner a little bit earlier, just holding shield, watching Sky throw out rising back air into auto cancel, always threatening forward tilt, always threatening something like up B if Jukain even just got a little bit overzealous. And as they pushed into the corner, pushed into a solid spot, overcommitted once and tried to recover from that artificially. You can never push too far, and that's the blessing and the curse when it comes to Aegis and the way that they play. That's almost like you're playing against a normal character, right? You can do these normal things, you can do all of the stuff that you want to do, but then they hit you with something crazy at the very end, right? And where they show off their movement, they show off why they are so popular.
That being said, we're 30 seconds now into this next game. Jukain opened it up with 0 to 88%, but Sky all of a sudden winning that next neutral interaction and trying to bring this close to even. And however, Jukain's doing a little bit better of a job in disadvantage. And even though that ending to that last game, 0 to 100% comeback into the bomb, sounded a little too good to be true and ended up being so, he's really trying to show that, no, I'm in this one too, with this quick 131 and trying to find the stock, but unfortunately just missing that side B. The edge guard.
Yeah, able to pivot right back into just a full stage scenario, and Pyra on ledge here. Sky has been making such good use of rising back air. It's a relatively quick move, but the fast fall timing on it has been so perfect. You're forcing Jukain into constantly playing this weird guessing game that if he's wrong, he loses the stock right then and there, as shown by Jukain making a choice but falling victim to the Prominence Revolt out of shield. Still able to find the turn of edge guard and keep things super even. Yet feels like Sky is just really running the show now, and it's up to Jukain just to respond or to do something about it 9 times out of 10. Stage control almost always favoring the Aegis.
No, absolutely. That being said, right, this is still a very close game. However, one of the things that Jukain's done in this set that he didn't do so much in the first set is he's been a little bit more passive. He's been a little bit more willing to sit in the corner and bait, and Sky's taken full advantage of that at really saying, okay, if you're going to sit in the corner, I'm not going to let you get out without taking a bunch of percent. And that so far has really been this different in so far. However, this is still Peach we're talking about, right? This is still Peach's advantage state, and just like that, bringing it all the way back to even, and gets another corner situation. And however, this is still Mythra, right? Still has plenty of tools to deal with this UBL, and this could be anyone's still.
I like the respect that Jukain is giving, though. Like, yes, you want to pressure just about every character in the corner, but as soon as you see Mythra come on the screen, you have to focus on an undershoot-focused game plan. Mythra is far too fast to not respect that speed.
Absolutely.
So instead, play center, play controlled, calm, and collected, force off stage, and then let your edge guarding do the talking. But another one of those Prominence Revolts, catching Jukain unawares and turning into a quick stock, potentially putting him onto his tournament life here, this final opportunity to get another game if they have the means to. But once again, that falling there actually could have been something. Sky was off to a good start, but you can't drop your openers here as some awkward hits of up air do just that for Jukain.
That being said, we're still very much in a scrap situation. Even though he dropped that one opener, right, the percents are still very much even. Doesn't drop this next one, and has racked on a quick 60% and gets the switch to Pyra here, and already just trying to swing for a cheesy situation. And now the corner situation coming out. What can he make happen here? Looking for the Aegis juggle, but Peach's float is going to say, no, not on me. Everyone else, but this is Princess Privilege right now. And all of a sudden reverses it into a corner situation, UBL. And again, this is a last hit.
Ooh, awkward DI on that back air, trying to dash away, going low, but very well positioned. 3 for 3 on turnip tosses. Whether some of them didn't technically hit, but they were the cause of the stock being dropped, forcing awkward spacing there from Sky. The third one connects. Game 2 going to Jukain, and in a Ooh, in a tight fashion. Look how laughing at how Jukain holds his controller and just very like up in awkward positions. Yep. But it works. It works.
Absolutely.
It works.
It absolutely works, and he's showing you right there why you should eat your vegetables, kids. Absolutely, right? Coming in clutch. Turnips don't just make good stew, they also make good filling Aegis. Coming in clutch there and showing that, hey, listen, I didn't get the 0 to 100 reversal into the bomb kill, but I can do it the old-fashioned way. I can play patient. I can get you with the turnips. I can make the adjustments. And now we're going to the second game number 3 between these two. The first one, as you said right earlier, in winner semis, that one was taken by Jukain 2-1, who then next lost to Sola, who's now sitting in Grand. This one, again, is to play Sola in Grand. So both these players trying to, with their lives on the line here, we're just going to see a run right back, but not exactly, because we're going to small battlefield here for this pivotal game number 3.
Yeah, gotta run it right to small battlefield, a very good stage, and just does everything that both Mythra and Pyra want it to. It's a little bit smaller than PS2, so you're taking even more advantage of the speed that Mythra has and the range that Pyra is so touting, both with their respective blades. All it's a matter that really comes down to, because I mean, despite how good this is a stage for Aegis, it is largely very neutral heavy. So you're betting on yourself. You're betting I can outplay Jukain here. I can do that for 8 minutes. I can do that for however long this game takes. But right now, Jukain is the one establishing tempo, establishing that Sky has to make gambles.
Is that a Stitch phase?
Yeah, it's a Stitch phase, but it's also an SD.
Fortunate on his part, and he was setting that pace until that point. That being said, that was the second time that Jukain has been caught by a side B. He's 2 for 2 on getting hit by them when he has the edge guard situation. And even though it's not the easiest for Peach to do, it did feel like he was just a little unfamiliar with how to space in order to edge guard that move. So a little bit of a matchup check. That being said, managed to reset the SD, take that huge lead, cash it in, and keep this game very even here. So still anybody's situation, but you have to beat Mythra in neutral, and now he's in the corner again.
It's always fun, and I really like Sky's awareness of the percents, where Pyra down air into up smash doesn't work forever, but it closes out stocks around 60%, and if you get a chance to throw out a couple down airs, Sky's usually been taking them, even if they don't all connect. They're willing to just establish that threat of, hey, you've got to watch out for this now. Just as much at percents like these, you got to watch out for something like forward tilt or down tilt into up air, close in down tilt. Can't get the tipper hitbox, but it's still scary nonetheless. As Sky has taken that SD from Jukain and taken the momentum with it, a rising backer on the platform. Jukain shaking the head as he's got to hold that big button, and Sky holding onto this lead, one that he dropped in the previous games, but always in the position to hold on to.
Doing really good stuff there, however, and beautiful mix-up to find his way back to stage. Finds that grab there too into the up throw to the stock, but Jukain ultimately, rather than reset to neutral, opted to kind of reset back to that platform and still try and scrap on that left side, and that's what cost him his second stock. Now though, 1 stock apiece, both players, tournament lives on the line. It does not get any higher stakes than this, a trip to Grand. Winner gets a trip to Grands, loser goes home. 50% separating these two, but really, right, this is Peach we're talking about. Anything is possible.
Yeah, any opener can lead to so much damage, but Sky's not letting there be an opener. A one-hit of turnip, okay. Single hit of up air, that's fine. You've got to deal with Pyra down air. You've got to deal with Mythra, anything. Jukain playing on their toes, unable to find anything more than just a couple stray hits, but each one of them threatens for so much more. And Jukain is just recklessly throwing out down airs after down airs, forcing Jukain to play around it, which they have been doing. The discipline from Jukain in this moment, not trying to give an inch, not trying to let him have it until the down air connects. But we're not done yet. It didn't close out the stock. The DI was on point. And Jukain taking that as a second win, turning it into a neutral position, turning it into turnips. Oh my! Like we're in the high time of here, Ritual. Moment after moment forward there.
He's looking to make absolutely anything happen, and Jukain trying to find his way back. And honestly, that Aegis switch to Pyra there wasn't on paper a really good one. It was a lot more of the mental of be scared of me, start to make mistakes, and I'm going to try and find this early. Where if he had stayed Mythra for 1 or 2 more interactions, he would have had a lot more consistent time, and it's going to cost him. Jukain finds the back air and punches a ticket to the rematch with Sola he so badly wants. Can he slay the hero he hates so much? Or is it gonna be a quest successful for Sola? We're gonna find out in Grands in a couple moments, but that was a banger set, UBL. That was absolutely insane.
And Jukain able to just, without much coaching throughout that set, his coach I believe is Haven, but Haven had, from what we saw, never approached until the very end there. Just said, like, you know what? Jukain's got it. He may play a little nervous now and again. He may play a little bit risky one too many times or miss a combo here and there. But at the end of the day, Jukain made the plays to win. Had the DI on point.